always remember, like when I said to you that you want to create what's that the letter forms to write with your pencil. I said to not to focus on anything, but to just write, because that's the initial way of doing it. But let's find out how to make it more cohesive, and as well as making sure that you have the right way of writing the letters. So the first one is important, is you have to have the guideline. Okay, so always take a ruler and the guideline. Over time, when you do this, you don't really have to have the ruler itself. You can use your hand, or rather your thing, to write it down, or maybe things. But initially, you should have to have these rulers in place. Okay, just write. So these are the guidelines that you can write in, and I'm gonna write a thing called Shakti. It's called power. So let me quickly give you an idea of doing that, right? So let's say I'm just since you guys have written one, let me quickly give you an idea of how we can actually turn this just sketch into something that is more. So this is a Shakti that you can see. But let me give you a quick way of making in like different types of thing using this very the letter for the sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse the contrast. So I was talking about this reverse contrast. So let's say, so we are not giving the same contrast the way that pen dynamics works. We are to change the dynamics. So we know how to, there are a lot of India, or rather optical illusions and sort of things that you need to understand. But again, since we have the limited time, what we are going to do is we are going to create that essence of letters using this kind of technique. So this is a kind of a reverse contrast where we take the letter and changing the contrast to look in a different way. So this is the one thing that we can write. Okay. Now let me go ahead and change the way we're going to write the next one. Okay. What's that? Yeah, so let me again something different. So this time I'm going to make it the best version, kind of a narrow one. So do that. But if you look at here, I'm using the same letters, but the specifics are different. Like specifications are changing, so that I'll be able to make different types of letters. So this is the one. But let me quickly give you an idea of how we can change this sketch into something unique, and something that we can make in a way to make it more nicer. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the principle of the pen dynamics. So right now I'm going to have the same line here, but it's going to be thick. Okay, it's going to be thick and thin. Again, the same principle. That's thick, thick here also. Right? So, like having the same idea, but we are changing the way of writing it. Okay. So now let's say how about going with the like kind of a slanted version now? Kind of a way of writing it. Okay. So, but this time I'm going to make it something very abstract, or not the abstract, but way of the traditional way of writing these letters. But again, you can still read the letters. So this is what I'm going to try here. Okay, so let's do that. With this one, I'm going to try something we call as monoline letters. So I'm going to do all the strokes. The width of all the strokes are very the same. But if you look at here, the the, the standard Tana, sorry, Sana or whatever it is, should have this extended the position for the horizontal one. But we are not giving this here because it's a way of like making more like a modern way of writing. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go. Okay. So that's the another way of writing the letters. Okay. So these are the kind of way that you can write the letter. So now let me quickly give you another idea. Let's say I want to write the letter in this oval shape. Okay. Let's have a shape. You talked about that Dr. Abdul Kalam, the shape of his hand, and he actually taken the letter inside it. Right? So let's say we have this oval shape, okay? But we want to take this very letter, or rather this very word, right inside these letters. How can we do that? Very quickly again. Always make sure we have this sketch ready so that we'll be able to. We're just making some sketches, whether it may fit or not. But again, we are trying our best to make it real, fit it here. Alright, so now we have a kind of idea. So now let's go ahead and change these the specifications, or rather how we can give this the good way of doing it, right? So I'm going to try something kind of a sharif kind of thing, but again, the Tamil letters doesn't have any set in it, right? So that's it. But we are trying that here, so let's do that. Okay. Right, something like this. So if you can look at here, that we have to kind of give this kind of shading to do that. But when we have this sketch, what we can do is we can clearly copy this in a tracing paper or anything like that to make it more something like that. But if you put it here and you can trace it over that, and you'll be able to make a like a neat one to do it. Okay. So and also I want to give another way of writing this letter. Always remember, when you write draw letters, you always tend to use this way of doing it. But you want to have a smoother curve, you have to use the entire arm. Okay. So I'm gonna try something quickly using the entire arm with this letter. Okay. This is just I'm writing it. But how can I change, or how can I make it more nicer one so that it has that kind of a vibe in it? So let me quickly go that. We don't have any guideline here, nothing at all. I'm just writing with this using my hand. So we are going to form this one to something that we can give a kind of a nice looking. Okay, so So if you can look at here, we had this one letter or the one word, but we are trying in a different way of writing all these things, just using the pencil by understanding these dynamics. Okay, so let's say if you really wanted to do something here, again, I'm trying to give you an idea here. Let me do that. Again, extending this. Okay. Let's say we are going to take this thing into next level by using kind of a different way of letter forms. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write using the kind of a loops here. Let's say you have seen this kind of loops, right? So I'm going to try that with these letters. Okay. Right. So we are trying this kind of idea to give the letters some kind of different vibe. Okay. So that's the way that we need to understand. So how can we connect the letters or send the letter the way we want to have in our mind? Okay. So that's the one part. So let me quickly give another one. Let's say we are extending. So same thing. Yeah. I'm just trying to get a standard one, and I'll show you how we can take this standard one and change it into something else. So here, so I'm gonna talk like using kind of a diagonal shapes here to make it something like this. Right? So with this one, we can still have the reverse contrast or different pen diamonds here. Let me try the reverse contrast in a different way. Okay, so I'm gonna take this line here, maybe this one here, maybe this one here, maybe I'll take it further than that. Right? So these kind of thing that you can still make in your in your in your artwork. So that's what I think it's easy for you to connect that, right? So that's the important part of doing it. Okay. So yeah. So these are the we can go on and on, but I want you to try your name with these kind of ideas. Okay. Let me quickly one more last one I wanted to show you. Let me click that. Maybe this one. I'm just gonna say okay, maybe try something. Right. So standard one, but we are going to take the standard is something like this. Okay. But I'm going to try this. I'm going to take kind of a partial line. Okay. You know, for one more thing that I wanted to emphasize here, like in Tina, this is Tina, and this is TL. But if you write something like this, just to me, this not this one, this because we are changing the line, right? Changing the way of doing this knot. So that's why we have this line here. So kind of a thing. Okay? So yeah, these are the things. But again, it's all about practice. If we have the practice, we'll be able to write a lot of different types of things. So I think we have enough time now. So if you have any questions, please do ask. But I think we have, I mean, we had a kind of a limited time to work on this. So I believe I covered a couple of important things that you wanted to have it, because we have a lot of things when it comes to lettering. But again, these are the important elements that you can use one set of letters and transform it to the way you really wanted to do it. Okay, so that's the part of it. And if you have like, if you want to go ahead and try your name with these kind of different types of ideas, you are welcome to do that. And also please share it on the Padlet so that I'll be able to give you a kind of feedback. And also, if you have any questions, please turn on these unmute your microphone and talk, or you can even send us to chat messages, I believe. So that's about it. So it's your time to show your name. You know, you have your name right now with your letter. You have written your name already. What I want to do is I want to take that name and transform it to different things that you can use these kind of techniques like reverse contrast, maybe the condensed version, or maybe the knot, maybe it is a slanted one, maybe it is reverse contrast in a diagonal way, or maybe a shape inside, or maybe these flourishes kind of thing, or maybe just like a freestyle one. You know, there are a lot of things, but I just want to cover these kind of things that you can create your own thing. So feel free to write your name and send it over so that we will be able to have a look at it and find out and talk about it, right? So if you have any questions, do send me the message, or you can talk there as well. Yes. You know, when it comes to writing the letters, have always to have these guidelines in place so that you'll be able to do it. And one more thing I wanted to like, while you do it, you can do it and listen to this. You don't really have to look for the screen. You can do your thing, and you can listen. I believe you can listen to what I say right now. Okay, so the important thing is to come up with the ideas and letter forms. We have to focus on creating a lot of letterings, right? It's not about Tamil Letterforms, it's about any letter forms, even Sinhala, English, whatever it is. You have to commit to practice. Commit to practice is important. You know, when you keep on doing it, you'll be able to get that level of creating anything that you think of. So that's the important. That's the target that you need to aim for. So make sure you commit to practice. Okay, it's important to commit to practice, and also like challenge yourself in a different to make some different types of letter styles. You know, maybe we can say something like this. Let's say, all right, okay, let me quickly go with that. Let's say, okay, I'm going to it's very white one. Let's do like this. It's like white. Okay. Again, the same word but white. Take this into white as well. Yeah. something like that. So it's up to you to come up with ideas and say maybe you can say, oh, maybe I'll try something like typing, or rather I'll want to write the lines or the letters in this way, like a vertical way. Let's try that. These are experimentation, you don't really have to stick to that. You should always understand the rules, and also know the rules in order to break it. Okay? So we know that. Okay, that's this one. Okay, this one is good. Right, this one. Something like that. So we are changing the vertical way of. And sometimes we can say, okay, this is kind of display this just like the boxes. Nothing else but the boxes. The boxes. Then we can put the meat for that. Okay? Yes, we have, I think, nicely rendered letter forms are being coming up. I think Vivanti and Aritra as well as Rudika have sent. So try different types of things, and we will be able to. I'll be connecting everything and showing you the ideas. And so please keep on trying or write like different types of things. So let's say here we talked about this diagonals, or the rather scary ones. And sometimes we can even think of like this term, like this one. Like look at here, we haven't. So if you look at here, these are very corners, right? But here we had like a smart corners, or rather the curved one. So likewise, we can change the way here. So here, if you look at here, these terminals are being kind of a serif way of doing it, but that's where we can change that initial thing to understand. Okay. Yes, very nice. So I'll switch. I hope I can switch this off and to your this ones, and we'll be able to see it in a way. Okay, we have the Nivanti's one. All right, yeah. So basically, it actually gives you the like when we have these letter forms in a way. So if you look at this Vana, it tend to be go to touch the baseline, like this baseline. You have to just touch it, and it gives you kind of a nice cohesive element to that. It's okay. It's the first try you have it very well. It is how you start to do it. Okay, so fantastic work in that, and keep on trying these elements in a way, different way of forming it. And the purpose of that guide is to give you an idea on to form these letter forms. But when you do that, you'll be able to get that kind of a second nature, or the muscle memory should be there, and you don't really have to focus on that. So that's a kind of a thing. Okay, so a very fantastic job in that, Nivanti. And we have Haristra's one. So yeah, it's actually a kind of a very nice Hana this year. I really like this kind of Scary's one, which is very fantastic, and also the reverse contrast. It's a kind of and also touching this. I'll also give you a kind of the let's say for Tana here, you be you can get off of that kind of a contrast here for the descender part, right? Then that will look more kind of cohesive with the other letter forms as well, because it's a good thing, because sometimes we miss the point, sometimes we miss some this and that. It's okay, but it's a good fantastic work in that as well. So great job. And I believe the Shakti also be recreated, which is very nice. I like it. And also this type, this one, the triangular one, and also you have resembled that in this Matra as well, which is fantastic. And this horizontal, or rather these flourishes, are very pleasing to the eye. So great job, and keep on practicing it. It's all about committing commit to practice. It's very important. That's the part. And the consistency and the practice is very important. But the first time you have did a very fantastic job. I think you can do it. And so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. We'll be connecting with that, and we will connect you. So and also Buddhika's one. Yeah, if you can see that it's flawless, as well as it actually gives you a kind of a smooth curves, and he has making sure that the lines and if you can see here, they are not even linked. So that is a kind of a personality here, right? So that's what I really think it's a good way of connecting things together to form this a nice way. So very fantastic job in here in that. So it's all about how you see in your mind and recreating it, and like reiterating. I already said that it's all about iterative process. It's not about the linear one, it's iterative. So if you can recreate your same letter form in a different way, you'll be able to come up with a different type of letter, right? So that's a good idea to do that. So thank you, Buddhika. It's a fantastic job. And we have Abhirami here. Yeah, Abhirami have got two different types of letter forms have been recreated with these ideas. And also I really like these terminals here, which is very like a kind of a subtle ones, but again it gives a kind of a nicer way of these knots here, which is good. And also if you look at here, the slanted ones are being really nice. Yes, and also if you look at here, if you are using the pen dynamics, you have to know that this rana, this rana this one should have to be thicker. Otherwise, it doesn't give you the consistency sometimes. So let's say if you want to reverse it, let's say if you want to reverse thin as to thick and thick as to thin, it's fine. But if you are connecting all things together, you will be able to you don't get the cohesiveness as well. So that's a kind of experiment, is fine, but keep on trying that as well. And also here, if you look at this flourishes one, I think it's a nice way of putting together, like the rana extending here. This is a fantastic experimentation, which is a good thing. And also you can go with this mina here and have this kind of thing recreated here to make it as a balance, right? That's there as well. So yeah, fantastic job in that. And also I really like this squarish nature of letter forms as well. A good job, and keep practicing it, and you'll be able to get into that momentum of idea. Okay, good job, Abhirami. And we have Malinti here. Yeah, very like I think when we start to do the letters, if we can get the guidelines in the place, we'll be able to give a kind of a ideal way of doing that. So let's say this baseline is fluctuating, but it can fluctuate. That's okay. For example, this line, doesn't have to have the baseline, because it is kind of a flowy way of writing it. But again, for this kind of structured way of letters, it would be nice to have the kind of a guideline and work on that. That's a good thing. And also I think you have missed the il. It should be in, I think. So sometimes connecting, because if you are not getting this loop here, it changes to another letter in Tamil. So that's a fine thing. So it's, I think you had to work with that kind of element and giving the sense. I really like this slanted one. It gives you a kind of a way of connecting these what do you call these matras, being very cohesive and also more connected with all these strokes. So very great job in there. So fantastic, Malinti, for taking time to creating it, sharing it. And I think here, wow, this is 3D one, very nice. I really hope to see the entire in and T also being created, which is a good thing. Yeah, the 3D is also a part of an ideal way of creating things. Okay, So you have to use the light source and change these letter forms. The ideas. Okay, that's a great job in there as well. So thank you for sharing that. And we go with the Nivanti. Nivanti's one have yes, yeah. This is a good example of you can even have these fluctuated things. So here it's a guideline. It's actually going on, but here it's not that. It's okay because it is how you get these playful letter forms here. So which is very nice. I really liked it. But in terms of Vana, I believe if you go this line a little bit lower, so it can give you the Vana. Otherwise, it may gives another way of like Una with some kind of thing. It's not Una anyway, but you know, having this loop coming a little bit like down, so that it gives you the Vana in that. So that's a good idea, ideal way. And I really like this formation of this one. It's very nice, and you know, sometimes it's a breaking the rules is very interesting element here. Here it's Nana, it's nice, and we are not right. Nana is this one, but again, this is the fine as well. This is a good example of forming the letters the way you want to. Still, the people can read it. Okay, so that's fantastic thing. So Nivanti, good job in there. Keep on trying it. Okay, that's cool. Very nice. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, calligraphy stuff with the Smilinties had created, which is very nice. I think the calligraphy ones are showing these elements in a way. I really like these letter formations. Yet again, if you have these the guidelines in place, it will be more kind of structured and gives you a kind of a nice way. But I really like these strokes and the connections in between the matras and the letters and so on and so forth. So very fantastic job in there. Thank you, Malindi, for taking time to using the calligraphy and as well as the 3D line as well. So which is very fantastic. Okay, then we go to the one. Yeah, I really like this flowy or the wave kind of thing, which is very nice. This one, I think you have missed your in that fully here and here, I think. So you can connect that here. Maybe you can take this line like the flowy here and put the dot here. So to balance this flowy nature of it, right? So you can go with that. And also this is kind of a kind of a flag or kind of a ribbon or something. So which is very nice. I really like the way that things. And also you can try with these letter forms with the what you call this reverse contrast, serif, not the serif in the sense we don't have the serif anyway, but you know, you can try different types of weight and shapes, formations and stuff, so that it will look more more dynamic as well as more unique in a way is being formatted, right? So that's a great job in that one. So thank you for taking time to writing the name and sharing it with us. Cool. And very nice. Okay, now now let's I think have already all people have submitted the thing, just checking everyone. So I would like to see everyone's shared your face. So it's a okay. While I'm waiting for others to maybe sharing the things, let me quickly to start to get the feedback, or rather the way that they felt with this line. Okay, so I'm going with the Nivanti with the order with the submitter. So Nivanti, please share your idea or the experience how you actually connected these lines together, or when you start to reading or writing or rather drawing the letters. What was your experience, and what are the things that you have struggled with?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? You can hear me, right?
Hello?
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 Hello? Yeah.
Can't hear properly, I think.
Nilanti, if you can speak a little louder, then we will hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, better,
Hello?
right?
Can you hear me?
Hari? This
is like first time writing in Tamil, like after school days. So I was trying to figure out like which are the correct letters to write my name. So to be honest, I can't exactly remember how those letters actually form. That's why you were saying maybe Hari, that the Vayana was like I don't know whether I'm saying the correct name of it, but I can't exactly recall the perfect form of the letter. So that was something that I was struggling with.
Oh yeah, you said correct. It's Vana, yeah. So having, can you hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so having the idea about these letter forms can help you us to read more, right? Or you struggle with the identification of the letters, right?
Identification and the formation of letters, because like we were like taught Tamil in grade 9 or 10, like very briefly. Not the formation, how to write it correctly, and or not all the rules and regulations to write typography. So that is something that I'm not that familiar with, but I love Tamil because of the letter formation, like how their shapes and figures I like so beautiful for me. It's like similar to Sinhala, and that's why one of the reasons why I was like keen on participating in this and AkuruCon as well.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that, and I really like that because perspective from a different language, because people can give you an idea of how can I structure this thing, because we have limited time. That's why I wanted to try your names, but we can connect all these letters and how the formation and stuff. Sure, we'll be able to do that, and also if you can follow me on Instagram, where I'll be sharing all these letter formation structures as well, so you'll be able to find that one. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure. And we talk about Haritrace there, right? Yeah. Just to share your experience and the struggles that you have faced when you started.
Right. Good afternoon. Tariq, first of all, thank you for sharing your knowledge like this. I recently I got a project to create in Sinhala it is called Akuru. The Tamil one I cannot actually remember the Akapatta something further. Right, so I had to create this. This is a
Hello. Malinti is.
Yeah, I can't find him either. He's
Oh.
wait for him to join.
I think he is in mute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Hi.
Hi. Aritra, you're right. Yeah, I can.
All
Now
right,
you can.
all right, all right. First of all, thank you for sharing your knowledge and all the AkuruCon guys for organizing this. I got back to writing Tamil as one thing said previously. We were taught Tamil back at school. That was a long time ago, but not we are not that fluent in Tamil. So I'm not fluent in Tamil, but recently I got to make a newsletter in both Sinhala and Tamil. So the name of that was in Sinhala it is called Akuru. So in Tamil it is called Akapana. Yes, Kahana Malakapatta Kadal.
Okay.
So-
Kanamalakapatta Kadal. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I had to create the logo, like the cover design for that. So Atrudahanadre and the Sinhala and Tamil should look alike. The
Mhm.
greatest difficulty I faced was the length of the letters, and Atrudahan is a small word, and Kanamal Akapatta means it's a very long word. I had to put it in 2 lines.
Mhm.
So those are the things that I faced as issues at the point. So I thought of joining this one to get more knowledge on this. So I'm pretty much confident about writing that, giving that another try. So thank you very much for this, and I kept on going with you, followed you with writing the letters and all. Thank you very much for the comments and everything.
That's cool. I really like the way that you wanted to have this, to learn these things and embed in your works, which is a great thing. So all the best with that. And we are moving to the artworks from Buddhika. Buddhika is there, right?
Hello,
Hello.
you can hear me, right?
Yeah. You can. I can.
Okay. Just like he said, the last time we wrote Tamil, I think back in school.
Mm.
So yeah, this is like I actually struggled writing my own name just now.
Mhm.
Had I had to ask my mom to come over and check.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's I like the Tamil words. So like the letters, they're similar to Sinhala, Hindi, like so, and they have those curves and everything. And I have to be designing logos, so this workshop really helpful for me. So yeah, here I am joining you, and it was fun to watch and learn what you teach and tell. And so yeah, it's really good, I think. And thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for for all this.
Okay, thank you, Buddhika, for sharing that. It's and everyone's really keen on the language and learning things, which is a good thing, because end
Yeah,
of the day, the AkuruCon, it's all about like monthly link for Sri Lanka. That's the theme of this year,
yeah.
actually. So we want to have
Also
that kind
that
of.
also that the Tamil may be like using on India as well, which is a big country.
Mm.
But like if you take Sinhala, it's only in here, so this is really great that we don't let it die, you know. This really helps it to carry on it and like give it a new face in the world. So this is really great. We are all grateful for that.
Yeah,
What you
that's
all
pretty
do.
cool. Yeah, that's super interesting, because we at Akuru Collective actually wanted to have Sinhala, Tamil, and even the English itself to
Yeah.
come along and have a kind of a face for the Sri Lanka so that they can be treated equally, and the pluralism happening around the world, and we want to have that kind of things happening in this Sri Lanka as well. So that's the thing. So I hope these kind of workshops will give you an idea and like a kind of inspiration to start work on your own letter forms and understand these letters and stuff. Good job, and thank you for your comments on that. And we have Abhirami there.
Hi, you can hear me?
Yeah, you can.
So yeah, first of all, thank you for the workshop. This is really new experience. I didn't know there was a workshop going on until Buddhika sent me the link and it's like, come join. This is interesting. You'll find it interesting. So yes, I'm here, and this is really interesting actually. I teach Tamil for kids, so I'm very the letters have to be perfect in the line touching and all of that. So I've never tried it in a different way like this. It's very creative and it's very different from what I usually do. So yeah, it was really good, a good experience.
It's very nice. I really like because since you're a teacher, it's a good thing to hear from your perspective as well. It's a great thing, and thank you for coming along for this workshop and sharing your comments on that as well. I really wishing you the good luck with your these teaching endeavors, which is coming on the remote right now, I believe. Yeah. And and we have Malindi is there.
Yeah, that's me, Tariq.
Yeah.
Should I share my experience?
Yeah, it's because
Yeah. So okay, let me say that I of course I'm a member of Akuru Collective, and I'm here because I love Akuru. I draw letters as a hobby. So I have some things that I do in my spare time. But the thing is, I normally do things in Sinhala letters. This is the first time like I'm experimenting with the shape of Tamil letters. As many of you had mentioned, like this is kind of like the we all are writing in Tamil after a long time. It's not that common that we have to write or use Tamil when you have completed your studies, after you have completed your studies. So it was nice to know the how to what are the rules of working with Tamil letters, because I think I'm comfortable with Sinhala letters, drawing and manipulating Sinhala letter forms. But yeah, getting into Tamil was another experience. Thank you so much, Tariq.
Yeah, thank you, Malindi, for sharing that. It's sees the all the. I mean, these we're sharing this idea of connecting the letters because she has the Sinhala experience with that. But again, she's trying with this Tamil, and which is a good thing. And I really like the way that we actually explained this one. And also, I really like these different types of way of doing this. It's like 3D as well as calligraphic way and stuff like that. So thank you very much for that, Melody. And I think Nivanti, we spoke to that right earlier on, I believe. Yeah. And okay. We have one here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for doing this. This is great. Has been a great learning experience, and yeah, especially with letters, Tamil letters, just getting the proportions right, not just as a whole word, but how the proportions relate to each individual letter form. For example, I feel like the na is it's the space that the letter takes up is different from the verb, and each individual letter has its own space. So sort of how to balance that out within a letter is also something quite interesting that I sort of stumbled upon sort of while doing this. So it gives a sort of foundational, I feel like a technical, there's a lot of technical things that I have sort of not considered that I have to sort of start considering when sort of writing letters, I think.
Nice. Yeah. So like, yeah, when you are trying with this, like I really like this the flowy nature of that wave kind of thing, which is a good thing. And when you do that, you really like you are changing the letter forms ideas, because it's a part of the wave thing, right? It's actually going to be changed anyway. So that's kind of a thing. So I really like the way that you did break the rules there. It is a good thing, right? So we had learned the rules to break it, right? So fantastic job there. So thank you for that, sharing your experience as well as the comment on this. Thank you, Nuwan.
Thank you.
And we have Akila's one. I just wanted to say a very fantastic. I have these shapes things going on there, which is really nice. Like this one, which is very nice, and yeah, pretty interesting stuff. And also these, yeah, I really even like this one. You can go with this one, like, you know, the pencil line can go with this black line as well. It is fine as well. It's also okay to have that, which is very interesting to have as a vertical line, which is which give a kind of what do you call as a symmetry or the balance here, which is fine, I think. And also here, yeah, and also this here, we have did a very good job with here, I think. So thank you for sharing these, Akila, and you can share your experience here actually.
Hi Tariq, thank you very much for like showing my pieces for like what I did for the last 1 hour. I'm also a Akuru member, you know, so we chat each other so closely. Like this is the first time, even though it's the first time I'm writing a Tamil letters, because I never experienced writing that Tamil. Even I don't know I didn't know like how to write my name also. So yeah, again, so I started with that all the guide you gave us, like a 3-line baseline, next height, and middle line, and then I try to like make it like a, you know, like when you are illustrating fonts, how you like cover up all the negative spaces on the fonts and like the word inside the word. So that's what I experimenting on this document. So then again, like since you are like a expertise in like giving a personalities to the letters, so why not taking this chance as like, you know, getting your feedback about like the personalities and like how you express message through the letters actually. So that's what I've been trying, and thank you again giving your opinion and like being a participant with this workshop is really great actually. Thank you very much.
Nice. Very nice, Akila. And Akila and Malindi are actually working around the clock to make it happen, this AkuruCon entire thing. So I just want to give a shout out to those guys, which they are doing a very fantastic job. And I want to tell that to the participants as well, because this workshop it's literally a physical manifestation of their courage and dedication and everything. So thank you for that, Malindi and Akila, for collecting everything and put together and making this happen. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much, Tariq. It wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for your encouragement. But like you guys, the core team, actually pushed us to do it. Isn't that right, Akila?
Yeah. I mean, like this is literally the physical event we need to like held up for like all these workshops. But since this COVID situation and like all the lockdowns, we are unable to make it happen. But again, we tried our best to like make it online, so you can again involve with like what happening on like, you know, font designing and like get experience of like a professional industry professionals. So that what we aim for like a very soon on, once we get back to normal, we are going to like take these all the workshop as like on ground events, so you can participate. Again, Tariq, I need to make a small announcement here. Is it okay?
Sure.
Okay. So I realized that when we are chatting each other, so there were people like we who didn't know about this event as what Akuru Collective doing. So for that, we open up opportunity from next month that Akuru Collective, you can join as a Akuru Collective member. So we are going to open our forum for like everyone who is interested about the Tamil, Sinhala or English font designing, font research and like a language research. You can come on board as a member to our Akuru Collective. From September month, we are going to open up the registration process. You can take all the information what you need to get about ourselves from our social media and our official website. So keep in touch with us and go and follow our YouTube, Facebook, and Clubhouse, Instagram, and every social media you can find about Akuru Collective, so you can get all the information what you need. So yeah, thank you. That's
that's interesting stuff. So people who are really interested in joining in the Akuru Collective can join in. And also, I really wanted to go with the one last thing. I think Nivanti has posted a new kind of a refined version of his this one letter form, which is very nice since she is an illustrator. So I think it shows with these heavy letter forms and these connections in between. So thank you for taking time to expand or to get into this flow. So thank you very much for that. And so I think we have do you have any other questions, guys? If you have questions, please do send, just ask in the comment or the chat box, or even you can unmute your mic and talk, and we can give about 5 minutes. Is that okay, right?
yeah, sure, we can.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can have it right now. So otherwise, we'll be able to wind this out. Oh, everything is okay. So okay. So let me quickly give a kind of a what do you call? Just sharing my Instagram with this handle that you can follow me on there. And if you have any questions, you can ask me there as well. That's the interesting thing. And I think Harisra sent the is okay. The Khana Malaka Pata Kadal that Abdurdahan Adare Kinara letter formatter, which is very nice. I like the way that been formed with the same kind of Caris letters being created here as well, which is nice to see. Thank you for sharing, Harisra. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you whenever I see you. Thank you.